How you doing?
Yo, donk.
Welcome back to Leather Helmet Fandom Sports Podcast. It is Friday the 13th, October Friday the 13th. On top of that, last week, if you want to run through our
Recap
of our bets.
and our amazing. I think we went plus 20 units. Let's check it out. Yeah, we did.
Plus 20 units on the week, 10 and 10 basically split between us. Although
Toolbag got 0.4.
my Monday, so we went into our spread on Sunday. My lock pushing, which is the 49ers to be the last winning team, and the Eagles need to lose. So that pushed, and I was like, all right, Monday, I'm going to hit a lock up if I like something. So I like something, made it a lock, and it went right over Josh's, unfortunately. So he's going to be spinning again, plus eating that chip. So it should be a good time.
But anyways, just a little recap on last week. We had our week 5th time in a row that I bet it, and you hopped on. Unknowingly, you hopped on for the Eagles rush. Whoever is rushing against the Eagles, so it was Kyron Williams last week, and we were literally watching the game. And when I tell you the Eagles were up, 9 points? Yeah, 9 points. So they needed more than one score, the Rams. So we're like, oh, they're just going to pass. Last drive, a minute, 20 seconds. Kip's like, no, they're going to run one. And this motherfucker ran on second and 10.
They were probably inside their 10-yard line.
With 30 seconds left. And
got nowhere.
He needed 6 more yards for us to lose.
Got 4, I think.
And he got 5.
No, he got 5. That's what it was.
And we
won
on the hook. Close. I'm like,
we're sitting there watching. We're like, we don't know how much that is. They got to.
Well, I thought it was locked in. I'm like, there's no way they run it. And then you're like, they're running it. I'm like, what do you mean they're running it? And they ran it. And I'm like, this dude just ran 6 yards. I swore it said 4th down, 4th and what? And I'm like,
50.
gosh, dang, it's going to say 4.
And to put in context, too, we both put 3 units on it. So
it was almost like a lock.
Yeah, it was basically a podcast lock. But the good part is all the bets we played together last week, they all hit. So obviously, if we both liked it without knowing it.
Bijan got his touchdown finally.
Yeah, he finally got his touchdown after week 1.
Breece Hall went over. Everyone was on that shiz. That was the easiest known bet there was.
And then the Kyron Williams and then 49ers to win. And we Eagles almost lost.
What was my lock?
49ers minus 2.5 and a stupid low over.
Where is it?
20-something.
See it. Oh, 49ers negative 2.5 and over 20.5 total points.
There you go.
I mean, who did they play?
That was
again?
Clear and obvious. Cowboys.
Cowboys, yeah. Everyone's like, oh, Cowboys. No, everyone was. That's what I was saying last podcast. Everyone's on the Cowboys because of their big wins.
I was not. I want to know
this
what
team sucks.
Other than the Cowboys fans, I want to know what person in the right mind thought Cowboys were going to go.
Dude, I saw people ranking
49ers.
Cowboys in power rankings at 3 or up to 1.
Their offense is horrible.
What? It's not even just their offense. Their defense is good, but it's not. They never played anybody amazing. Their first 3 games were Mac Jones, Zach Wilson. What the fudge?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious the NFC. What is it? East? What are they in? East, West, North? North or
now
East?
You're just throwing out everything. What?
Is it East or North?
What were you talking about again? I just blanked.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Eagles.
East. Duh.
East. Okay.
It's
obvious. It's obviously the NFC East are just all a bunch of
what?
Frauds. Frauds. There you go.
Frauds.
Eagles are going to get exposed.
Eagles yeah, but I mean,
they could have lost the Rams.
Eagles.
To be honest.
Yeah, I said that.
And they're going to get railed by the 49ers.
Plus 9.5.
They're going to get railed by the 49ers. They're going to show what 49ers.
First of all, nobody's railing the Eagles.
The 49ers will.
No, they're not.
If
because
they're healthy, they will.
The 49ers aren't a pass-heavy team, and the Eagles literally are really bad against the pass. That's it.
You think the way that the 49ers went out last year, they're going to not rail the crap out of the Eagles?
They're probably going to beat them, but all I'm saying is the 49ers, Kittle's not going to be wearing a fuck Eagles under his jersey because he knows he's probably not scoring.
No, that's not true at all. Eagles suck versus tight ends.
So much money
I'm not going to go to score, but he's going to have a good
He
week.
has more respect for them because he knows they're a good team.
Oh, yeah. That's just different because everyone disses on the Cowboys.
Yeah, all I'm saying is he would never even think about it. Ask him. Anyways,
right,
recap for the whole year. So even though Caleb keeps trying to chase my winnings, I'm still up 21 units. Caleb's up 12 units, so combined 33. We're 33 going to 100 for the goal in the year.
Yeah, you make your units $10.
That's pretty much on
$330.
No, we're above pace because we got 13 weeks in the season, and then we got playoffs. So we're not even 25%, just about through the season and playoffs.
And just think of it this way: if you're a big better, meaning $200, $250, even $100 units, bro. We are making you bank if you follow us in this store. I guarantee it. Whoever's making that $250 bets units probably doesn't even have anywhere close to this combined unit profit. Obviously, it's combined between two people, but we're still both.
Yeah, I mean,
10 units.
The ROI is still good too. If anybody,
what's that at?
Mine's at 21%. Yours is at 10%.
Okay, we were to combine 11 last week. I think it was.
Yeah, I don't know, but any ROI above 8 is really good investment. Anyways, back to it. Let's get this. Should we start with Def Chip or start with probably Def Chip or the other things?
Let's spin first.
All right, we'll spin it. So I just lost by 0.4 units. So let's get my Luther punishment wheel out. I took off all my old ones I already hit on. All right, let's see what I'm getting. Ding, 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 ding. Oh my God.
We got
double or nothing.
Double or nothing.
I kind of forget exactly. I want to say it's betting on somebody I lost with last week, but let's double check because I got a lot for double or nothing.
Scrolling too fast.
Yeah, my mouse is just too big for me. Bet again on same player / team, which gave you an L last week.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
All right.
All right. Well, you'll have to look into that a little bit at the later in the podcast. We're not going to let you dive into that right now and waste time.
I'll dive it while I'm thinking.
That's what I'm saying. We'll let you eat the chip,
marinate
the chip.
Yeah, chip. So
real fast before you do it.
Someone died apparently this week.
Before you do your chip, don't touch it. Real fast. Shout out to Bussin' with the Boys. You ever see Bussin' with the Boys?
What's his name? I listen to what's it called?
Taylor Lewan.
No, I don't.
Taylor Lewan from Titans.
No, I was thinking of You Betcha, the fact boy.
You should check them out. They're pretty dope. They're from.
I've seen
one's from Washington.
So that bus.
It's Friday the 13th. Real fast before we do the chip, I got us some motherfucking merch from them. So shout out to Bussin' with the Boys and their merch. This is what they call Oktoberfest, not Oktoberfest. What do they call it?
What is this? Is this even cool? Why are we pulling out outfits?
Oh well, because we're doing shout outs. You know what I'm saying? No free shout outs is what they say. So you get your choice between this guy we got right here.
Oh, it's a giveaway?
No, it's for you and me to wear today.
Oh, okay.
So this guy you got.
I like that one.
With the back that looks like this.
That's sick. You look a little.
They're
small
on the
for
bus.
that, but
you see, they're on the bus. I thought it was pretty fucking dope.
No, it's a dope one.
And then you got this one.
What size are these? Extra larges?
Both larges. Jamie said you were large. And then you got this one. Oh, that's what they call it, Spooktober. So you got a little pocket drawn right here. It says Spooktober. And then you got the boys from the podcast that are dressed up as Halloween characters. If you guys can see that, it's pretty fucking dope in my eyes. I was like, damn, I'm about to cop me one. I was like, let's cop Josh one. It's Friday the 13th. So which one you want, orange or black? Does not matter to me.
I'll take orange.
All right, orange it is. Here you go. Got to put this on real fast, and then we'll be right back.
I'll just roll it on top. Oh, you're saying because you don't. Because you're hot. All right, I'm not gonna bash, but got a little whiff.
Stinks?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, I like it. I look so fresh and fruity.
Hell yeah, dude! Now we are ready for Friday the 13th. Shout out to Bussin' with the Boys.
How your arches.
Yeah, you can't even really see it that much.
It looks like an old school band thrasher.
Yeah, it does. So shout out to them. Love the merch. If you guys have not watched them, go follow them. Great podcast. Taylor Lewan was the left tackle for many, many years with Titans, but now he's taking some time off. And then you have, wow, I'm choking.
Yeah, fuck him. No, I'm just kidding.
He's a linebacker, was a linebacker for Washington, and then went around the entire league. And I can't believe I can't remember his name, but it's all cool. You can go on the YouTube page, Bussin' with the Boys, and follow them if you want to. All right, now we're going to move on to the chip.
All
Josh's
L. Pocky boy. Oh, man, this is not going to be
what it's called, Pocky?
Pocky Death one chip challenge.
Be careful. I heard it breaks very easily, so it's gonna make a mess. And
I already broken. These are freaking from last year.
I know. I'm just saying you don't want to make a mess all over it with
it's whatever
chips you have to pick up.
All right, looks
and
like
Zivstall comes down here and eats
burnt
it.
Butthole. It's like it's really dark, but kind of see through.
Wow, that's orange. Show that camera. That's a lot more orange. Brittany had one that was black.
It looks blacky. All right, she already tasted one.
Yeah, they did one at her house like 2 years ago.
It's like
when they first
stale,
came out.
dude. It's like kind of like not that hard.
Yeah, they're like crispy.
All right, I'm just gonna start a small bite because I'm really not. I'm just not good with this.
Well,
shit.
then you're gonna have to do at least 2 more because that shit's small as hell.
What do you mean this big piece?
That ain't big.
Bro, I see the pepper inside of it.
You at
It
least
looks
gotta get like a third.
No, you can
or a
suck on
quarter.
that.
You gotta at least.
Let's
get a
just start off small.
quarter. Start off.
What the podcast is gonna end?
All right.
Well, I'm not gonna have a
All
podcast.
right, let's go. Just like the
not
hot
mentally
ones.
prepared.
Shout out to the hot ones. Great.
I'd rather
great
do
show.
a hot sauce. Like this is stupid.
This is what we got. You blow it like it's gonna do anything.
It's already hot as balls. It tastes like butthole.
You got chocolate milk for it? You got chocolate milk?
I swallow this.
You better
Yeah, it really.
put some milk with it. Put some milk with it. Then you can swallow it down. Whatever you do, just don't drool in your new t-shirt.
Okay, that wasn't bad.
Oh,
I mean,
you
it's
got
definitely
chocolate
hot.
milk in.
Well, yeah, just chocolate milked it. Like
Is that like beer?
no, it's freaking
Dark ass chocolate milk.
Shout out to Planet Oat, best oat milk out there.
Planet Oat.
Planet Oat, it's really creamy. It tastes like milk.
That's weird.
Anyways, yeah, I mean my throat's on fire, but without this milk,
All right. I think we all need a vote for him to take more. If that's all.
another bite, another little bite. But dude, when I tell you like that one little bite, and it looked like death.
Yeah, we need a bigger piece right there.
No, dude, I can see the
Bite
seeds.
straight from the chip. Bite straight from the chip.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. One bite, everyone knows the rules.
I got a daughter.
That's fine.
I gotta live.
A father
I got
too.
something to live for. Exactly, I got something to live for.
Yeah, and if you ain't needed that, you ain't living.
I'm just gonna not touch the milk, so it's a little more like, yeah, I got.
All right.
It was kind of difficult.
You got to swallow it then.
Yeah, I was about to, and you're like,
Well, you're making it like it's unswallowable.
it. Okay, you'll find out because you suck at betting. It's so stale, I can't invite it. It's not breaking.
It's not breaking.
It's like chewy,
I don't
dude.
Yeah, it is.
I told you.
That John's so stale. Mine's gonna be super stale because I'm never even gonna touch the end of the season.
Dude, it's hot. It's honestly for how hot it is. Oh God, no, hell no. God, for how hot it is, it's pretty good flavor.
That's
Like,
pretty good.
I like
That's-
spicy
That's
stuff.
actually really hard to do. Is get good flavor with spice. All right.
Holy smokes!
All right. So let's move on to the bets while you're drenching in your sweat.
I'm all right, honestly.
All right, we'll have to see.
I mean, like that's hot for not eating a lot. Like people who shove that whole thing in their mouth. Like I know, I can see why you died. So I shout out to whoever you are. Because my tongue's still really on fire. It's getting hotter.
All right. Well, let's move on to your bets where you have to actually talk.
All right, week 6. I'm about to be a fire. Let me get some out.
Do you have any over unders or spreads?
Spreads, yes. I got a couple of teasers.
All right. Let me go with mine because I only got one. I started off with Detroit Lions -3. It's the good old push where I got pushed on for my lock.
Hop on my ride.
Lions at Buccaneers -105. I'm taking Lions -1-3
God, I don't feel good.
for 2 units. I think Buccaneers are frauds. I'm always the biggest Baker hater ever, if anyone knows me. And I'm going to continue to Baker hate because Lions defense has looked stout on the front, stopping the run especially. And the secondary, once what's his name gets back, that was over in the Eagles and the safety, they're going to be phenomenal. So I'm riding with the Lions. I think the Lions. I get the Buccaneers defense is good, but I think the Lions, especially with Amon St. Brown back, I think they can move up and down this field as much as they want without getting stopped by pretty much anyone besides maybe 49ers defense, maybe Browns defense. I don't know. They might be frauds too. So I'm taking Lions -3, -105 for 2 units. And Josh, now it is time for you to speak and go on your spreads.
All right, so I pretty much did the same thing you did. I can't breathe. This isn't good. No, I'm fine, but this is really hot. It's getting hotter and hotter every time I talk. So I have Lions -3 also, but I'm gonna. It's not funny, dude. Everything it's like stuck on my lips.
I'm not looking forward to do mine.
I got Lions -3 parlay with 49ers -3.
So Lions play Buccaneers. Who do 49ers play?
The Browns.
Okay. The Browns.
Dude, it's not. I really thought it wasn't that bad, and it just keeps getting worse. Yeah, so if you don't believe me that I got these odds, obviously your odds aren't going to be as good if you're placing a bet now. But just to show you, bink, here's the bet. I did place it. Plus 264 odds with them 2 parlayed at -3. I got 3 units on it. Like you were saying about the Bucks.
Plus 264 for that?
Yeah, exactly. Wow. You're going to see the FanDuel slip because I got it. That's how. If you want, follow me.
I'm about to see what it does.
I got the. Huh?
I'm about to see what it does. Good.
What it was probably like -300 now. Anyways, no, not that bad. You won't get these odds anymore, but here it is. Browns, Watson's out. Oh, God. And 49ers will easily be able to match out them on the offensive side and the defensive side. So there's no question there. 49ers are going to win this game. They're -9.5 favorites now. Not even their rookie starting anymore. It's freaking PJ Walker from the Panthers.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Walker's getting the start over.
That's
him?
what they're saying.
That's fudge from one game. And the divisional game too.
Lions versus Bucks, like you were saying, Mayfield's trash, and on top of him being trash, is only whatever you want to call it, making him look decent this year has been Mike Evans. Mike Evans is out this week.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, he's just not going to be able to handle the pressure with only like one decent receiver and no run game to help him out. Like he's going to get annihilated at the line. It's going to look pretty much like the Eagles-Bucks game.
I was exactly going to say that. Like that game shows you how much frauds Buccaneers are.
Like I'd be surprised if they get 7 points up. So yeah, put them two together, -3. I don't see a world where it even gets to the point where it pushes, but plus 264, 3 units, smack. What's the odds on it now?
Odds on it now are plus 162, so that's wild.
It's actually still decent, but
that's less than
almost
100.
doubled it.
That's crazy.
All right, starting to ease up.
All right, so what else you got on spreads?
That's it, except for my lock.
Okay, we won't go there then. Jumping over to our props. I don't got many, but I got basically all my money in it. So let's start off with the bangers or the little guys. I think we should start off with the little guys because I want to work my way into that.
I mean,
get my talking in. My first one is going to be Brock Purdy, anytime touchdown scorer. Again, we just talked about it. They're playing the Browns.
Wait, Brock Purdy,
the quarterback of 49ers year.
All right.
He already has 2 this season. He runs it in actually a fair amount. And versus the Browns, I can see him doing this because I think they're going to be winning by a lot, and he's not going to need to throw it if he doesn't need to. He can run it in, but I think he's going to try to throw it, and then hopefully he can't find anything because the Browns defense is actually pretty decent. But this is the 49ers offense we're talking about, so it's a little bit different. But he can run it in. Like I said, he already got 2. I believe he had 2 or 3 last year, and he only played 5 games last year. Dude. So that just tells you that he does run it in for a touchdown. But I'm only going to take it for a quarter of a unit.
What's his odds?
But it's plus 500 odds. All right, so I'm taking a corner unit plus 500 odds. Brock Purdy anytime touchdown score. It's just a little sprinkle, but it is what it is. I like it. And my next big one is Ram.
What's
Stevenson.
You mean small one?
How do you say his first name? Ramondre Stevenson over 14.5 receiving yards, minus 114 for 2 units again. I got another 2-unit boy. So that's 5 units or 10 and a quarter units already between 3 bets. But Stevenson went over this the first week versus who'd they play? I forget now. But he went over this, and we all know Stevenson is a catchback because that's kind of what made him last year, especially fantasy-wise. And that's why everyone drafted him. And they completely steered away from it. He hasn't gone over this. Let me say real fast. Struggling there, eh?
Yeah, a lot.
Starting to sweat, though?
No, I got the chills.
Got the chills?
Yeah, I've literally just had goosebumps all over me.
Well, hopefully you don't
throw up. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to throw up.
I can't even find it.
Dude, that's not good.
Stevenson. My phone is completely broken. And then
I'll tell
it just
you
said
how trash
that.
he is.
All right, I'm going to skip on finding this because my phone's completely broken. But I'm taking Stevenson over 14.5 receiving yards, minus 114 for 2 units. They're playing Raiders. Raiders defense has been trash. And literally the only time Patriots looked good was the first week, and that was the week that he went completely through the roof. He got 6 targets for 6 receptions, so I think he's going to be able to do it in this game as long as they switch it up and actually figure out how to be competitive, which is giving him the ball in the receiving
yardage the last 4 games. Receiving 10 yards, 3 yards, 10 yards, 0 yards.
So he did not go over this at all besides week 1.
Yeah.
And who they play week 1?
Philadelphia.
They played Philadelphia, which was a pretty decent game versus the Patriots. And it was the only time they actually looked alive. Now they just looked like dumpster fire. I think they had back-to-back blown out games, losing by 30 points.
Yeah, they lost by the last 2 games total 78-3.
Right. And you're going to tell me, knowing Stevenson as a fantasy owner, or just fantasy in general, he's not going to get the ball to get 14 receiving yards. I'm taking it all day long. That's why I'm putting 2 units on it. Right. Wanted to do it for a lock, but I'm going to stay away from it because I got something else. So, going over your prop bets.
Not going to lie. I don't know if I'm feeling your bet so far, but
all right.
I didn't feel them before and they hit. So, all right. First one up. I can barely read now. Jackson.
I think you're lost in the sauce. I think you would have liked the Stevenson one if you thought about it a little bit more. But go ahead.
I just want something to prove
that he's going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Well, he can do it. You know, it's just more or less if they're going to do it.
Too much downward trend. I don't know.
Exactly.
Anyways, it's a low line, so he's way more than capable. It's just Mac Jones sucks. Oh, that felt great. Lamar Jackson. Ding, ding. 200-plus passing yards. We're going to parlay that in the same game. Total points under 50.5 total points. We're getting this at negative 122 odds, so a little juicy, but I'm taking 1.5 units on it. Lamar Jackson was actually the highest QBR rated QB last week, even though his team looked like trash. He didn't look good at fantasy points output.
Good in general.
But his team had like a record 7 drops, and they were awful. Even Mark Andrews was dropping the ball. So not really his fault. I think the receivers are going to bounce back after having pretty much the whole community in NFL just talk trash on them for doing what they did to Lamar, even though they won. He's hit this line, the 200-plus passing, 3 out of the 5 games this year. The only 2 games he didn't is when he blew out the Texans week 1, 25-9, and then when he blew out the Browns without Watson, 28-3. So he does, for the most part, pass a decent amount as long as they're not crazy in the lead. I don't see them taking a huge lead, even though I do expect them to win pretty easily versus the Titans. The Titans also haven't been great against the pass this year at all. Like the first 3 games, they let up an average of 280. The last 2 games recently, though, they've been decent. I think it's more just because of who they played. But both for the unders, total points, it's a very safe line. You're talking about teams that just over the years have been more low-scoring, hard defensive teams. But just this year alone, they've hit it 8 out of 10 times between the both 2 teams. And then
pretty damn good.
Both rank in top 10 for points allowed against their opposing team. So Ravens are allowing 15 points on average, and Titans on average allowing 19. So can't really see this game getting too far past the 40s. I mean, it could definitely get in the 40s if it stays close, but I like it.
I think another thing to say about that is it's over in London, and it's a early morning game. None of them have been in London yet,
but 2:00 for them.
Yeah, but either way, they're gonna have jet lag. And I already took an over last 2 weeks ago, I think it was, maybe last week, on the over on one of the games because I thought I was going to go over, and literally every single one that's been played in London so far has gone under this year. So hopefully it doesn't jinx you. But no, that's what you need, actually. You need the under more than anything. No, because it would go vice versa, so you need the under, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't jinx you and go over, but I like you said, I think it's going to be low scoring in general. Plus, they have that, what's it called? That beef still from playoffs, remember? Stepping on logos and shit. It was Ravens versus Titans.
I don't remember.
Back in 2020, they had
I don't think they really care that much.
Nah, they got beef. Trust me, they got big beef. But I like the bet. Move on to my next prop bet. It's Breece Hall again. I'm going to go against the good truth versus the Eagles. Breece Hall.
Oh, gosh.
Over 56.5 rushing yards. What's that? Yeah.
Honestly, that's
we took that.
Low
we
line
took that with
Hall.
Williamson, with the Rams. Williamson?
William. Right? Kyren
Williams.
He took that 53.5. There's a little higher, but still
a little bit higher. But this is Breece Hall. He literally broke away and almost got it for, maybe even got it last time. But obviously it was versus the Broncos, I think, right? No, it wasn't versus Broncos. I forget who it was versus. But either way, we knew it was going to happen. He went over. He's not on a snap count anymore, and he's going to continue to get more and more work. And I think Cook's just going to continue to be what he's been, which is really nothing. Plus, I think Eagles are bound to let this up. They almost let it up 2 weeks in a row. Almost let it up to Washington, held it just in the niche of time. And last time, like we just talked about, it was literally on the hook that we won it. So I think this is the time. The
only issue with this bet is the last 2 times they almost let it up was versus teams that were definitely a little bit more competitive than the Jets.
Right, you say that, but Jets defense is probably the best defense.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying the Jets... I have this weird feeling they could upset them. I'm just saying there's definitely a world where the Eagles get after Zach Wilson so bad that they're down like 20 points and they can't run.
I could agree with you. But I think Breece Hall has been their only good part of this offense.
They should feed them even when they're losing.
Like, they're going to be like, dude, you take it. Our quarterback sucks. Our offense sucks. Just run the ball. So I think he's going to get the work, which is going to get him over. I don't think it's going to be a big break because Eagles never really let that up.
Do you think he can do it with 10 rushes?
Like I just said, I don't think he's going to get big breaks. I don't think so. That would put him at like 5.2 carry, and Eagles defense is very stout. But I think he's going to get more than 10 attempts.
Look out for real because I think I might throw an under. Stay with my...
For Breece Hall?
Okay. Stay with my lock. It's not a lock, but stay with my...
Are you making this a bet?
I will once I look into it a little bit more.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm taking him only for 1 unit. I'm taking him over.
Yeah, that's all.
56.5 for -114.
I don't trust that much.
I think this is the week. If this isn't the week, then I'm taking it hardcore versus CMC. No, I'm taking CMC on over versus the Eagles hard. That's probably going to be my lock if it comes around.
Or you're going to keep taking them up to the 49ers?
Nah. It depends on the running back. This is a different running back.
You said nah, but it's 5 weeks in a row.
I know. I've never gone against them.
I know.
I've always been for them, but this is the time I'm against them.
The one hold goes under.
So if they stop this, they're not gonna stop every single running back for the rest of the year. It's not gonna happen, dude.
They're number 1 ranked
because
rush defense right now.
CMC is different. And
their average allowed
CMC is different. CMC is different. That's all I have to say. All right, but that's my prop. Move on to your next prop.
All right, I got Tyjae Spears. If you don't know who that is the rookie on the Titans backing up Derrick Henry.
Gets more snaps than Henry.
Yeah, does actually get a tad more, especially because the Titans have been butt cheeks, so they've been behind a lot. But I got Tyjae Spears over. Wait, is he the one playing the Ravens?
Yep.
Yeah, so same game. Weird. Tyjae Spears over 15.5 receiving yards.
That's low as hell. That's insane.
I mean, he's only hit it twice. But he is the pass catching back. And he has been not really slowly. He's actually from the get go been used a lot. In 4 of the games this year out of the 5, he's actually put over 50% of the snaps in. Now when they're down or when they're in the lead, he doesn't get as much on the field. So if for some reason they get a weird lead, which I don't predict happening, I think the Ravens have this game, then this bet most likely won't hit. But also, I think he's actually a really talented back. If you watched any of them, he's had like a 25-yard rush for a touchdown. And
he's gonna take the role for sure.
But either way, he's averaging 4.5 targets when they're down. So 4 of the 5 games this year, he's averaged 4.5 targets.
So I don't get how he's averaged that, and they have this line at 15.5. That's wild.
It's just because he hasn't done a lot.
He got like these bubble screens that just go nowhere or something.
Like he's almost been negative on a lot of his bubble screens.
That's insane.
Which is weird for a player like that, but I guess just because
I hate those plays, and any OC that does those plays is an idiot, to be honest, especially in the professional league.
Either way, I feel like just give him 2 catches, and I feel like he could hit this line, even on 1.
Yeah.
So I like it. It's not super safe, but I like it because I really think they're going to be behind. So 1 unit, -114 odds.
All right. Going on to my last prop, second to last prop. I got Cooper Kupp over 88.5 receiving yards. This is at -114 for 1.5 units.
Wait, Cooper Kupp what?
Over 88.5 receiving yards.
Bro, these lines.
Now, this line is big. We already talked about Chase. I've took his over before. I took Jefferson's over before. It was like 100 and something. We all know what Kupp did last year before he got hurt, and definitely know what we did 2 years ago when he played the whole season and he was the Triple Crown King. This dude can literally go over 100 every single week to week. Now, I understand these 2 rookies are coming in and they're taking a lot of the work from them, but the Cardinals. I'm going to stick with my future bet of the Cardinals not winning many games, and Kupp is still Stafford's favorite, what's it called? Target. And he's going to get at least 10 targets, maybe 9, and easily turn that into 6 to 7 receptions. Give him 6 to 7 receptions. I think he's going to do work with it, especially because he can play anywhere on the field. He can run any route you want him to run. I wouldn't say that much on the deep ball. He kind of like does it sometimes, but he's not super known for it. But either way, I can see him going over this. If he wasn't hurt this year, and he started straight from the get-go, come to this game, it would be way higher than 88.5. So I'm viewing it like that. Like I said, it's only 1.5 units, so it's a little bit more juiced. But I believe in this boy. Everyone's believed in him since he's had the Triple Crown King, and literally put stat numbers up through the roof that no one's really ever going to touch besides maybe Jefferson. So, yeah, that's my bet and my second to last one. So I only got one more. What you got?
So I got probably an ugly game, honestly. Going into the Commanders-Falcons game, I got a prop parlay.
I hated this game.
Sam Howell, I have under 240.5 passing yards, and I'm parlaying that with Brian Robinson, not Bijan, Brian Robinson's over 58.5 rushing yards. You get plus 227 odds. I got a unit on it. Atlanta is 8th against passing yards allowed, averaging just about 190, just over 190 yards passing. They have a decently stout secondary, more than the safeties. They just do a good read on the QBs and really contain them to any big plays.
Do you know what the rush is? I thought the rush is good too.
It's okay. It's right in the middle of the pack. So Atlanta is 15th against the run. So literally dead in the middle. They're actually better in the secondary than they are up front. But just overall, they're a good defense.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been keeping a lot of low-scoring games. I wouldn't be surprised if they're under hit like all year so far for total points. But I just think Howell's going to struggle. His line is pretty high just because he's been throwing the ball a ton. But he's like all his throws are never explosive. Like he's not targeting McLaurin a lot. He's not targeting Dotson. It's always like to the tight end Thomas or like out of the backfield or a slant. Like he just never really looks completely comfortable. maybe because his O-line's just not that great. So I don't think he's going to handle the coverage that well. He's going to throw an interception and then just be worried the rest of the game. So I like the under. I still think he's going to hit like the 200 mark, but just about that's it. And then opposite, I like Brian Robinson. I just think he's honestly a really good runner. Not really a good pass catcher, but just a good rusher. And I think if the Commanders want any chance of keeping this game close, they're going to rely on their run and just controlling the time of possession. Because honestly, the Falcons' offense is butt cheeks too.
I will say one thing though. Washington does not use Robinson right as in the situation of if they're not literally tied with the other team or they're not down by like
is this
3
because of your bad beat on your over rush attempts? Isn't that you had?
Oh yeah, maybe. I think I watched that game very hard, a lot.
Like I had 6 rush attempts,
but literally the second they get past like they're down by like 4+, they automatically throw Gibson in instantly, and Robinson just looks so defeated when he comes off the field. He's like, "Really, dude? Like, I can do my work if you just give me it." And he just, I just don't think he gets what he deserves, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think he's a really good rusher, and anybody who's not top of the pack against a rush, I think he can put up yards every touch pretty much, like 6+ yards every touch. It's more he just struggles when his line's getting destroyed.
And his offense, like his team's been behind a lot, so.
Yeah. But putting them together, I like it. And then I have Howell separate because I'm more confident in Howell under.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So better. I have Howell separately as a single play, -114 odds, 2 units on that.
I'm going to see how Howell has looked as far as
yards. He's had insane amount of yards throwing.
Wow, 240. You got him. He had 202, 299, 170, 290, and 388.
I feel like that's the only reason his line's so high. It's just because of that, which is more predicament of just the game.
The ones he went over on this literally played trash defenses. Denver, horrible defense.
Eagles
secondary's been trash,
and they had to keep up with them.
Yeah. I don't know why. Plus, it's a division game, so anything can happen.
Like, shit, some fucking shit.
And then they played Chicago Bears, and their defense is trash too.
Oh,
you got it on this finger.
Yeah, no, I think I put it on my shirt. Don't touch anything. All right,
all right. Moving on to my last one. You got any more? Because
props, no, right, just cool. Long shot and Lockies.
Right, I got this prop. It's a ladder. If anyone doesn't know what a ladder is, basically you you start off.
I feel so good about ladders all the time because I'm like, this is definitely gonna hit.
Yeah, I'm fine.
None of them hit.
I'm fine with it. Not like all of them hitting. I'm fine with it, even if it's just the first one. But basically, on a ladder, you take whatever you're gonna start with, and then you just keep building up and up and up, or down and down and down, depending on which way you want to go. But usually, you can't do an alternate under, so it's usually just up. But I'm going to start with the game over at Vikings at Chicago. Both horrible defense, just like we talked about Bears defense being horrible. Vikings defense has been trash.
Before you say anything, it might rain and wind.
That's fine. I'm taking DJ Moore over 60.5 receiving yards at -114 for 2 units. And
oh gosh.
And then I'm going to ladder it up for 70 yards for 1 unit at +122.
-3.
Then I'm going to go to +80 yards at +178 for a quarter of a unit. And then, not a quarter? No, half a unit for half a unit. Then I'm going to go to 90+ at +250 for a quarter of a unit. And then I'm going to do the last one.
Oh, everything itches.
DJ Moore, 100+ receiving yards at +350 for a quarter unit again. So I'm basically just laddering from 60.5, 61 yards all the way up to 100, starting from 2 units to 1 unit to a half to 2 quarters.
I mean, I've always been a DJ Moore fan ever since he's been on the Panthers.
I haven't until this year.
I know. I'm just saying I have, and I would take his under.
Okay, that's fine.
Like straight up 60.
You're going basically based off of weather, but I'm fine with that. And if you're not going against weather, the fact that's ridiculous.
If DJ Moore doesn't do it all himself, like Fields isn't
right.
Really
so let's get into the bet. All right, First of all, every running back's out besides Mother Fudgin, your favorite boy in the entire world, Foreman. Foreman's the only running back.
Isn't back in?
Nope.
Or not yet?
He's out.
They already declared him out?
Already declared him out. All they got is Foreman.
That's weird.
So all they have is Foreman. Legitly, they're gonna have to pick someone up off.
They got Fields.
Off whatever, and then they have Fields. I get it. Yes. But then they also have what's his name? Questionable. Oh, I forget his name. But either way, no, Mooney's in. The only people they have is really Mooney and DJ Moore. That's who it is. Komet's questionable. And then if you watched all of their past 2 games, let me make sure I pull up more on this thing just so I'm not talking out my ass. But if you watch his past 2 games, he literally was the only one that was literally passed to over and over and over. Yeah. They played Denver and Washington, which are horrible secondaries. And my man got 9 targets and 10 targets, both caught 8 in each game. And he has gone over 100 receiving yards 3 out of the 5 games that he's played. And if you watch it, it's literally just Fields being like, I'm just going to throw it up to DJ Moore. DJ Moore's going to go up and get it, and then he's going to make Yak play out of it, which, great. All the more power to him if he can do it. They're playing Minnesota. He can do it yet again. I'm not doubting that he can't do this. Rain, sleet, snow, whatever you want to call it, I think he can do it. So I am taking that. And these are the people that went over these yards, the 60.5 receiving yards versus the Vikings. Kelsey, Thielen. Kelsey got 67. Thielen got 76. Keenan Allen got 215 yards. Mike Williams got 121. Palmer on the Chargers, so 3 people on the Chargers went over this, got 66 receiving yards. Devontae Smith got 175 receiving yards, and Mike Evans got 66 receiving yards. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people that went over this in 5 weeks. That's pretty insane. Vikings are 22nd in passing yards allowed per game, and Moore has gone over, like I already said, 100 yards 3 out of the 5 games. Vikings allow the 3rd most big passing plays in the league with 11 with the total being 11. So the big passing plays are defined as 25 yards or more. So Moore has already done this for the last game they played, which was versus, I just said it, Washington. He did 4 over 25 receiving yards versus Washington. Now they're going against the 3rd most big passing plays allowed in the league in Vikings defense. So give me that all day long. If he gets one of them, then that's already going to get us halfway to his number. And then on top of this, if they can't run the ball because all their things are off, the defense is already going to know, like, hey, it's either going to Fields or him. So he's going to play basically RPO with himself and fucking Foreman. Foreman's old as hell, if anyone knows who he is. Devontae Foreman, right? I think is his first name. I don't know if that's his first name, but you're a big fan of him.
Deontay Foreman.
Okay. So then they're going to play RPO basically all game with him. And if anyone has watched the Bears throughout the season, they have been horrible, but I think they won their past 2 games. If I don't believe, if I'm right, I'm not sure.
Sounds right.
And he's gone 130 yards and 230 yards in the past 2 games. So you can basically just watch the games and be like, oh, Fields gets super happy and throws it to DJ Moore because he's going to take him to the promised land. Fields being on the hot seat, no doubt in my mind, he's turned over to Moore and he's like, all right, I'm going to keep continuing to just feed this dude 24/7 because he's going to make me not lose my job. So I think he's going to do it again. And that's why I'm feeling super confident because I think he's going to get peppered with targets. Obviously, if the winds are crazy, I didn't look into the winds at all. I knew it was going to might rain, but I didn't look at the winds. Hopefully the winds aren't bad because
20
Fields, 20 miles per hour? Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Oh, well, I'm going to ride it out. It is what it is. If it's because of the winds, I hope I get to at least watch it. If I don't, I'm going to be kind of pissed. But
is it a 1 o'clock game? I will not be watching it.
It is 1 o'clock, yes.
Yeah, I won't be watching.
But basically, in all, I got 4 units on it. So it's almost a lock, but it's not a lock. And I'm really just more high on this 60. If the 60 hits, then it kind of just pans out or it not pushes, but evens out for all the rest of the ladders. If the next one hits, then it starts going profit wise. So I think you can easily do this with the numbers he's put up, and that's my last prop. You want to move over to long shots?
Long shot.
Oh, I got double long shot.
I got double long shot too.
Oh, double up.
Double up it.
Quad up. All right.
Let's go fast on it though, because we've been speaking for a hot minit.
You mean you're talking about yourself?
The last one is
because we could put a timer up.
That last one was because you'll see why. You'll see why.
All right, first long shot is a quick short one. It's only a 2-legger plus 1,004 odds.
You're doing this again.
I'm going to Lamar. Back pretty much the same bet I had earlier.
Okay.
But Lamar 300 plus passing yards. I just think one big play. He has big playmakers that could happen versus a Titans secondary. It's not great. So 300 plus passing yards and total points under 52.5 versus the Titans plus 1,000 odds. You're pretty much just betting on Jackson's 300 plus passing.
That's insane.
For 1,000. I'll take it.
That's the second time in a row you got plus 1,000 on 2 legs. So that's pretty wild. The other one was really tough. I don't know how you're going to pull that out of your ass, but obviously Ridley didn't do it for you. But I'm going to move on to my first one. It is a 6-legger at plus 3,488. I am going to go through these real fast. Baltimore versus Titans under 44.5 alternate total points. Zay Flowers over 4.5 receptions. DJ Moore over 4.5 receptions versus Vikings. Christian Kirk over 5.5 receptions versus Colts. That's always been a great game between those two. And usually Jacksonville comes away with it somehow, but now Colts are not favored and Jacksonville is, I believe. And I'm taking Kyle Pitts under 33.5 receiving yards. For whatever reason, he's been going over this a lot this year. But they now just got Jefferson from Rams. And they are also playing the Commanders, Jefferson? Which are like mediocre in defense. Yeah, I think so.
Weird. Yeah. I mean, I know he left.
Yeah, he went over to Falcons. So that just adds another weapon to them. I hope it is Falcons because I'm pretty sure I looked into it and it's Falcons. But either way, I think he can go under this. I think he's trash. Point blank, and I think Falcons can run on the Commanders. And then the last leg is Detroit Lions money line. That's obviously, don't need to explain that. The Raiders Buccaneers, I already took them as my lock for -3, so put that up at plus 3,488, and that's my first 3, long shot. Plus 3,000, all right. 3.4.
All right, my second long shot, 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It's like, I think it's 8. Plus 3,800, so
7.
What?
7. Go on.
I got $49 money line, and that same game versus the Brown over 27.5 total points. I got the Falcons and Commanders game total points under 42. I got Jags money line.
Check. That's one of mine. That's crazy.
Lions -3, Rams -7, Eagles -7. Chargers, Cowboys over 41.5 total points.
Who do Rams play?
Rams play the Cardinals.
Okay. -7. That's going to be a toughie, though. Cardinals been keeping it close, but I believe in Rams defense.
Yeah, I just like all those lines, so I'm going to ride with it. It's pretty much plus 3,900.
All right. This is your big boy one. It's probably your biggest one you've had yet.
No, I almost hit a plus 5,000. I just missed the James Cook touchdown. That was it.
That dude's been disappointment, not because of him, but because of his team, how he gets used.
I kind of wanted to see his line. I didn't see it. It might be out, but
his rushing wasn't out.
Just because I'm like hoping his rushing is lower after his -4 last week.
His touchdown is still negative, and I'm just like, fudge you, dude. Like, you're annoying. Like,
I mean, I get that,
one touchdown.
But I'm just saying his rushing, I feel like it might be low, like in the 40s, which would be awesome.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go into my next long shot. This is the less juice one, plus 1,000 or 1,143. It's only a 4-legger. It's the 1 o'clock window games plus the early London game at 9 o'clock. So we'll start off with the 9 o'clock window. I know Josh is against this, but I'm actually for it because, like I said, they got a big, huge rivalry going. And usually Titans win this side of the ball game. I'm taking Titans +4. I think it's a big line versus the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Ravens can basically blow them out, to be honest. But I think Titans can stop their run. If you could stop their run, then Ravens look a little bit different. Plus, it's over at London. Everyone's going to have jet lag, and that's +4. That's pretty good. Hopefully that could even push, and this could still hit. Obviously, it wouldn't be those odds, but still giving it away regardless. San Francisco 49ers -9.5. It's the normal line. It's not alternates versus Browns. You're saying P.J. Walker's playing now. I think they'll even do more damage on them than that. They just played someone horrible and covered like a 14.5 spread, so I think they're going to easily cover this 9.5. And then you got Colts +4.5 versus the Jaguars. Again, like I said, it's usually Colts versus Jaguars. Jaguars always been the underdog, and they've beaten the Colts. I think this is Colts' time to come out and what's his name to have a big game. Just got signed, Taylor, JT.
Yeah.
I think it's his time to show up and show out, and take his role back. And no better place to do it than a division game away in someone else's stadium. So I'm taking that +4.5. Like I said, it's division game too. That's a big number for a division game versus two teams that could easily go head to head. I know what's his name's at backup though still, right? Minshew.
Yeah, Minshew's
playing. So that might be a little bit tough, but it is what it is. Bengals -2.5. They're versus the Seahawks. I think the Bengals are back. They had a rough start last year, and then they turned it around and they went to the playoffs, and everyone's like, oh, they're going to win the Super Bowl. I think it's the same thing as this time. Higgins is back in, I believe. I don't think they've ruled him completely in, but I believe they said that he's most likely going to be playing. And with that much power, weapon power, whatever you want to call it, in the Bengals, I think they can easily cover this -2.5. And like I said, that's +1,143. So that's my last parlay.
All right.
Time to move over to the locks, where we are 8-0-1. One got pushed, so now I'm going to roll into possibly 2 locks this week. The one that got pushed is 49ers to be the last undefeated team, and obviously it's just Eagles and 49ers. Eagles play
trash this week, right?
No, Jets trash, but
they could lose.
They could lose with that defense. And then 49ers play motherfudging horrible. Cardinals. Is it Cardinals?
No, Browns.
Browns. That's
without
what it is.
Watson. Yeah,
there's no way they're losing. Eagles have a better chance to lose than 49ers. So it's probably going to get pushed again, but it is what it is. That's our first lock of this week.
Kind of hope it gets to their game. I feel like it's unlikely, but week 13.
That would be
12-0
wild.
each.
Be wild. I'm definitely sprinkling some on if any of those hit. If any of my If I keep going positive each week, I'm going to keep adding to it.
Is that at Philadelphia?
I don't know.
I feel like
we'll
it
take a
is.
look. But you go over your lock and I'll check that out.
All right. So my lock. Wait, what was your lock? Or you just didn't do it? You just reviewed.
I was just saying that we have 3 locks this week.
We
if that one
undefeated,
hits.
pretty much.
Yeah, we're 8-0.
I don't lose on my locks.
We don't lose on our locks.
Yeah. Well, you got to push.
Yeah, it's still not a loss.
It's
All right.
tie.
It's a loss. I mean, it's not a loss.
Yeah, you didn't lose any profit. Anyways, my lock. I kind of already been talking about it, so you kind of got a little background of it. It's going to be Rams -2.5 versus the Arizona Cardinals, and parlay that with Lions -2.5. Got 5 units on this. This is my first lock that's positive odds, I believe.
It's positive? Nice.
Positive 135.
Mine's positive too.
That's strange. But yeah, so Rams offense, I just think is super strong with cutback, and I think they'll easily be able to put up 21 plus points. Cardinals, low key, are definitely trying to tank the season. So are they better than probably what we thought they'd be? Yeah. Are they anywhere near the Rams on either side of the ball, defense or offense? Not even close. Like, I really think the Rams are probably the best team with the worst record right now.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with getting cut back.
Yeah, so I like them a lot. I think, honestly, they could blow them out. And I feel almost the exact same way about the Lions and Bucks.
The Lions one we only talk about. I understand that one completely.
It's just
First Bucks we already talked about it.
But if you want to talk more about the Cardinals, if you don't know,
the Rams are minus. You said you got -2.5. You got them at?
This is alternate lines. Okay. Rams -2.5,
right.
Lions -2.5, 5 units plus 135. But even more to juice up the Rams, like the Cardinals, Marquise Brown's coming off an illness. So even if he's healthy, I expect him to play. but he might be a little whatever, just being like under the weather. And then on top of that, James Conner's on IR, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they have some no-name rookie running back who looked decent, but he's a rookie running back. He's not going to be a James Conner.
Literally, this whole entire team is playing to stay in the NFL, not playing to keep their jobs. That's how I view it.
Yeah, and I really feel like they're so bad that like this week, Zach Ertz might be the leader in their team's receiving yards. Well, yards overall. So like their running back's not going to have more rushing yards, and no receiver's going to have more receiving yards than Zach Ertz.
And it's crazy to say what I just said, and then also Zach Ertz being on the team, but I literally mean he's
like what,
playing.
33?
He's playing to stay in the NFL still, not to keep his job. That simple.
Yeah,
because he's on his way out.
The only person that wants a job is Dobbs.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He wants to be in the NFL. He knows he's not going to be a starter anywhere else. It's that simple.
Yeah, even Marquise is getting older too now. He's like 27, 28.
Yeah. All right, real fast about your 49ers versus Eagles. We'll have to go to this game if it does make it there, and my lock's still there. It's at Philadelphia, so
yeah, buddy.
You got a little bit on that, but I still think 49ers are going to show up and show out. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think they're better.
So that makes us 9-0-1 in locks. So now time to move on to 10-0-1 in locks.
Okay, I was about to say what you mean.
Yeah, yours winning.
Yeah,
so
mine's a good one.
Yeah, so 9-0-1.
So don't screw it up.
So
dude, I swore you were losing your last lock
on Monday, but it hit. So go check it out on our YouTube for a reels.
I didn't see that as a lock.
It was clear and obvious the entire way. If you watched the game,
clear and obvious.
It was. But yeah, my lock is. I gotta pull it up for the odds real fast. My lock. I am going to make this let's call it a 7-uniter.
Oh gosh,
7
and it's positive odds.
And it's positive odds. Don't know why. Don't know. Actually, no. We're gonna make it 5. We're gonna keep it at 5 because I'm already like high on it, regardless.
Because you're already gonna lose a lot on your other ones.
Yeah, so I don't need to lose more if I need to lose more. We're just gonna keep it at 5. The normal lock is over at the Vikings versus Chicago game again. Bears are home. All right.
Why are you on this game so hard?
Bears are home again. All right.
Yeah,
it's simple. I already broke it down with DJ Moore. I took DJ Moore over 4.5 receptions. Okay, it's plus 112. Plus 112 for over 4.5 receptions, like we just talked about.
I like that more than his yards.
Yeah, and that's why I got it as a lock. Plain simple.
I like it.
So DJ Moore, like I said, if you watch the film, it's literally week in and week out that since the Bears have actually won games and been competitive, it's just been motherfudging Fields just throwing it to him and him going up and somehow getting it. The only bad part about this is the weather, obviously, like Josh talked about. So I'm going to have to look into that more. And hopefully, I'm not going to change my bet, but hopefully it just goes my way.
So 5 receptions.
And I've already talked about the players that already got the receiving yards. So I'm going to go on the aspect of the players that got over this 5 receptions. He's already been over this 3 of the 5 games he's played. He's gotten 6, 8, and 8 going over it. And then the other ones were versus Green Bay Packers and KC. We know how good KC's defense has been looking, and we know how Green Bay's defense was looking when they had everyone healthy. Then they've just been injury prone out the butt cheeks lately. Plus, it was the first week of the NFL. DJ Moore, first time over at Bears with Fields. Fields doesn't know what's going. So he's literally been taking up his receptions week after week and his targets week after week with Fields. Now they play a horrible Minnesota Vikings. These are the players that went over this 5 receptions versus the Vikings. Travis Kelce, he got 10. Kadarius Toney, he got 5. Adam Thielen, he got 7. Marshall Jr., which is also on
Marshawn who?
Marshall Jr.
The frick is
he
that?
is on Panthers as well. He got 9.
Who the hell is that? Are you saying his name right?
Yeah, Marshall.
What?
Marshall
what?
Marshall Jr. Like, are you about to hype this dude up?
No,
Marshall Marshall Jr.
I just never. I know
it's like
most
Terrell.
of the
It's like Terrell Marshall.
Oh, Terrence Marshall.
There we go. Terrence Marshall.
Bro, what were you calling him?
Marshall Jr. That's his last name.
Oh, I just the junior part. I literally thought his whole last name was Junior.
No. Either way.
Yeah, I know Terrence Marshall.
Okay. But not a lot of people know him, to be honest, especially in fantasy. But he got 9, and Adam Thielen got 9 in the same game.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen got 18 in the same game. Mike Williams got
18
18 receptions.
Man, no wonder why my fantasy was good.
He also got a passing touchdown in that game, which is wild. But anyway, Mike Williams, which is the same game. That same game versus the Chargers, three dudes went over. Keenan Allen 18, Mike Williams 7, and Gerald Everett 6. Then you go over to the Eagles game they played. Goddard went over for 6. He had a horrible game, but he got targeted like crazy because he wasn't getting targeted, and then he just got peppered with a bunch of it, and he caught 6. And then you got Mike Evans. Mike Evans has been peppered like crazy versus him, like you just talked about with Baker. He's literally the only reason that he's been looking good is because of Mike Evans. And then on top of it, the same exact game, Godwin also went over it with 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people that gotten over 5 receptions or more.
I like it.
Versus the Vikings. I already talked about how they let up crazy big plays versus players, and I've already talked about how Moore is just like fantasized by Fields at nighttime when he goes to sleep. So I'm thinking he's going to be able to do this. If you also watch his game script, he does a lot of these little short hooks.
Yeah, they do.
And he does a lot of these like short in routes that go to DJ Moore. So it's not these like huge deep down the field plays. And then he just makes yak from these short things, and that's how he gets his yards. So I'm not as high on yards, but I think he can get his 60, obviously weather bearing. But the great part about this is that weather bearing isn't going to affect as much because he's just receiving 5 of it. So as long as he gets the targets, which he has been versus a horrible offense or defense, I think he should easily be able to get this. And that will make us 10-0-1 on our locks. Maybe 11-0-1 or maybe 10-1-1, but hopefully not that. And hopefully it just gets pushed off.
I'm thinking 10-0-1 push.
Yeah, I'm thinking another push too. But either way, I love our bets, our locks again this week. So like I already said, if you want to see or if you want to follow anything from us, just follow our locks because we're about to go 10-0, 10-0-1.
10 in a row.
Gotta stop saying this 1 at the end of it if we just keep going more and more because it's just going to sound annoying and continue to keep saying
remember this
0-1.
This one Twitter handicapper I followed, he was on a nice streak. I mean, like, granted, he was throwing out, when I say 4 bets a day, I forget what he was betting on. It was like, I don't know, maybe tennis or something. Whatever. It was tennis. He was 25-0, and then he lost one, and, like, he just nonstop was like, that don't count. I'm still 28-0. I'm 29-0. And everyone just commenting like, bro, you lost last week. Like, shut the hell. Like, it wasn't a push. It was a loss.
That sounds like what's his name on USC. Even though I like him. Sean.
He was so mad.
I forget Sean's last name. But either way, on USC, he always says he has never lost. But technically, he lost because he got a DC or whatever it was. But that's it for today. Like I said, if there's anything you want to follow our locks because we are undefeated at 8-0-1, going on to 10-0-1 after this week. I hope you guys have a great one. Like I said, it's Friday the 13th. Get a little spooky season. Get a little Oktoberfest, whatever this is called, Spooktober.
Boo more.
Boo more. And I hope you guys have a great fantasy week. Have a great betting week. And if you guys have any locks that you guys want to let us know in the comments below. Follow, comment, subscribe, whatever social media you're at. Have a great one. Peace.